Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. It's always fact versus fiction, right? Democrat narrative versus reality. You know, the biggest enemy of the modern Democrat Party isn't Donald Trump. It's not Elon Musk. It's not Republicans in Congress. Their greatest enemy is the facts. You know, they're currently in full-blown fake outrage mode. This is clearly their whole strategy. They don't want to fight on the merits of reality. No, they'd rather just spin everything into a crisis. In other words, build their precious narrative. Everything is suddenly a constitutional emergency, an authoritarian power grab, an existential threat. That's the narrative that they're building. But in reality, what's happening? A basic government audit. Literally just a benign audit, just looking behind the curtain and taking a look at what's going on. Elon Musk is exposing massive systemic fraud, finding billions of dollars being funneled seemingly illegally, fraudulent social security payments, SBA loans that we're now learning are being given to children. Those are the facts, but Democrats are screeching and acting like Elon Musk is some sort of Hollywood movie level villain. That's the fiction they're attempting to create, but honestly, I don't think it's working because most people are paying attention and they're seeing that Elon Musk is being actually quite transparent. He seems to be pretty transparent about what he's doing, and he's even presenting all of his findings quite openly, and those are the facts, and it's making the Democrats look like absolute freaking losers. And yup, it's happening again. The Democrats tell you that Elon Musk is trying to steal your grandma's social security check, but instead, really what he's doing is this. Let me show you guys exactly what's going on. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so here we have Elon Musk, while wearing a Trump was right about everything hat, I guess just to continue making leftoid brains implode. Here he is, exposing yet again more massive government fraud.
Well, a clear case of fraud was with the Small Business Administration, where they were handing out loans, $330 million worth of loans to people under the age of 11. I think the youngest, Kelly, was a 9-month-old who got a $100,000 loan. That's a very precocious baby we're talking about here.
Well, we're tackling the fraud, waste, and abuse in the agency. We've seen, hundreds of billions of dollars of fraud go unprosecuted, so we're taking that on. We have a zero tolerance policy for fraud, and we continue to crack down on it and make sure people are held accountable.
That's amazing. And you have a lot of that. We found far too much of it. It's a pure fraud. We like to use the words waste and abuse because they sort of sound good, but many of these things are pure fraud.
Elon Musk just revealed that Doge uncovered $330 million in SBA loans that were given to children under the age of 11 years old. And supposedly, the youngest was a 9-month-old baby who somehow qualified for a $100,000 loan. Holy freaking crap, I mean, this is real, systemic, and at this point, undeniable fraud that's happening right out in the open. This is the work that Elon Musk is doing, despite what the Democrats are saying. And by the way, this comes after Elon Musk already exposed millions of people listed as old as 100 to 160 years old, still receiving social security checks. You know, it seems the system is so bloated, so corrupt, so broken, that it's literally giving money to ghosts, dead people, and now we're learning massive multi-$100,000 loans to babies. I mean, truly wild stuff, but instead of being outraged at this, what are Democrats doing? Are they demanding accountability? Are they investigating this clear-cut corruption? Nope. They're screeching that Elon is the bad guy. They're pushing some ridiculous narrative that Musk is out here stealing your money. He's robbing your grandma's social security check. It's the dumbest gaslighting campaign we've ever seen, and the reality is, Elon Musk is trying to make the system leaner, better, and most importantly, cleaner, so it can actually work. And what that means is work for you. He's exposing massive fraud, government incompetence, while Democrats are out here running cover and encouraging their violent minions to keep attacking Teslas on the streets and torching Tesla dealerships. It's the perfect example of narrative versus reality. The reality is, the system is broken, and Musk is simply exposing it. He's doing the exact work that he was hired to do, and the narrative that Democrats are building is trying to convince people, trying to gaslight people, that Elon Musk is some sort of thief engaging in the biggest heist on government ever executed. It's beyond insane. They'd rather defend fraud than let someone like Elon Musk expose it. And well, what do you think's happening? Well, inadvertently, they're exposing themselves. I mean, come on, people see it. They're paying attention to the presentations. They're tuning in and hearing stuff like this.
Let me just add to that, and thank you. We just had a wonderful cabinet meeting, all aligned on certainly the effort to realign the government. But even at the U.S. Department of Agriculture, we've canceled a $300,000 contract educating on food justice for queer and transgender farmers in San Francisco. A similar contract we canceled in New York, again, educating transgender and queer farmers on food justice and food equality. I'm not even sure what that means, but apparently the last administration wanted to put our taxpayer dollars towards that. We canceled a $600,000 contract out of Louisiana that was studying the menstrual cycles of transgender men, a $600,000 contract. We canceled another contract out of a university in the middle of the country that focused on getting more diversity, equity, and inclusion into our pest management industry. Again, these are nonsensical. It makes zero sense to use taxpayer dollars to fund these. I know these are just a few examples of the hundreds and hundreds that we have found.
And so unless you're watching MSNBC every day, or you've been trapped into one of those fake news leftist online spheres, it's obvious that the Democrats are full of it. Elon's not stealing your lunch money. No, this administration is shutting down the Democrat slush funds. And actually, speaking of exactly that, we got Lee Zeldin also chiming in during that same event, and he's now announcing that it's official. They've shut down the $22 billion shady green money funneling scheme that was going to Stacey Abrams and other Democrat-connected NGOs.
EPA has now canceled over $22 billion worth of contracts. $2 billion going to this NGO that Stacey Abrams was tied to. They received only $100 in 2023. And then the Biden administration gave them $2 billion. The director of the Greenhouse Gas Reduction Fund saw his former employer get $5 billion. So $20 billion went to just 8 NGOs, and they're all pass-throughs. And then they were giving it to other entities, many of them were pass-throughs. And what you have is all these extra middlemen, they're taking their cut. And the taxpayer ends up getting screwed. They're losing out on all this hard-earned money. They can't afford to have the federal government waste. The partnership with Doge and Elon Musk has been incredible at EPA. Their team is very talented. We wouldn't have been able to do it without them. And of course, this mandate from President Trump to make sure that we identify every last penny, whether we're saving $50,000, $5 million, or $22 billion. We will not rest until every last penny is saved. Thank you, Mr. President, for the opportunity to do this for the American public.
Because remember, Stacey Abrams took to the media to defend her program, and all the leftoids were backing her up and telling us how this money was justified and how important it was. Give me a break. Again, I said the program sounded nice. It was based on a pilot program to help people with high energy costs. If you're a naive sucker, obviously you'd fall for that, but if you understand the way government works, well, the corruption red flags were impossible to ignore. And now Lee Zeldin and his team supposedly traced the money and found that it was going through multiple pass-through NGOs. In other words, it was a massive money laundering operation. The money moves from organization to organization, and at every step, a Democrat-connected bureaucrat is taking a little, skimming a little off the top. No oversight, no transparency, just constant siphoning of tax dollars into their pockets. Stacey Abrams presented this program as being necessary to reduce electricity costs for those in need. We're buying people energy-efficient appliances to lower their bill. And it was all built off this dubious talking point based on their pilot program that they were supposedly saving people up to half on their energy bill simply by changing their appliances. But come on, who actually believes that? Here's a new toaster, a new fridge, and a new oven, a new dishwasher. Your electricity bill is now cut in half. No frickin' way. Just think about it. The government taking billions of your taxpayer dollars, handing it to a bunch of Democrat-run NGOs. The money's bouncing all over the place, and somehow they expect you to believe that they're helping the environment and helping those in need, those who are struggling with the high cost of their energy crisis. Give me a break. This isn't energy policy. It's not environmental policy. It's a scam. And what I'm seeing, and what I think most people are seeing, is between Elon Musk exposing billions of dollars in fraudulent government handouts and Lee Zeldin shutting down a massive $22 billion Democrat slush fund, not to mention everything else that's being found and happening at other departments, one thing is clear. Republicans are doing the right thing. Despite all the noise, despite the fake outrage, the gaslighting, and the lies from the left, the truth is obvious. Democrats don't care about corruption, they are the corruption. They don't care about saving taxpayer dollars, they care about funneling your taxpayer dollars to their donors and their allies and their friends. You know, the fake outrage machine will keep running, but at the end of the day, the facts don't lie. And like I said, the facts are the Democrats' worst enemy. The real fraudsters aren't the people who are exposing corruption. The real fraudsters are the ones running these government scams, covering them up, and attacking anybody who shines a light on them. At least that's the way I see it, and I'm pretty sure that's the way the majority of Americans see it. Because again, it's not like this administration or Elon Musk are really trying too hard to hide anything. They're operating in the open for pretty much everybody to see. The transparency is there, and so it's pretty easy to tell who's lying and who isn't. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.